Hello guys, this is Vlad from Ukraine, a multifunctional guy and the owner of an engineering design studio here in Ukraine. Today we're going to be covering on one of the projects that when I designed a manufacturing extrusion line for producing 3D filament for 3D printers, I needed to create an optical micrometer in order to be measuring the diameter of the filament online. So I believe now it is time that we start, run the program, and we place the object in place. So I go to the debug mode and run the program. And now I have several windows pop up. And here we can see that we've been successfully connected on the USB COM9 connector, which is this USB connector. And we can see by this LED flashing, we can see that the mainframe program is already communicating with the main microprocessor module. So let's shrink this variables window and put it somewhere here. And here we have another main window. This is the graphical window that we capture with our cam. And let me adjust the lens setting. So now here in the screen we can see whatever we put in front of the cam. And let me place the object to be measured right on the lens here. And just like that, you can see already converting to the grayscale. You can see the image of this piece of wire being measured. And now the current reading is 3.5 millimeter. So this is the current reading of the diameter of this wire. And of course we have a reading here, which is the width in pixels right here. And right below this reading, we have a converted reading of the width into the millimeters. And if we want to adjust the contrast or the brightness or any of the functions that I preliminary preset to default values, we can go and, for example, if we want to change the brightness, we press plus or either minus, and thereby we're adjusting the brightness of the image. We really need this adjustment because it is hard to predict the light ambient in the place of installation. So we really do need this adjustment possibility. And then contrast, if I need to change the contrast just in order to sharpen the edges of the object being measured, we can also do some adjustments right here. And right now we can see that the errors, the black errors that I coded here, the errors lost the object edges. And now by adjusting the contrast, we're making the object to become more sharp. The image is becoming sharper, and the black errors just correctly pointing to the object beginning and ending edges. And here in the bottom right window, we can see our variables that we're changing by applying the adjustments. So this is how this code works. And for example, if we remove this lens set, we will be able to see the ceiling because my cam is currently pointing out to the ceiling. And if I change the contrast, you can see my ceiling above. And actually, in fact, we can be measuring any kind of object which the cam captures. At the moment, for example, if I do readjust the camera a little bit, then we're automatically snapping onto the first object that our cam captures. And just in order to make the process more stable, I do some contrast adjustment, just like that. And of course, I can readjust the brightness, just in order to make more stable and precise readings. And if we want to change the font size, we can readjust by pressing the font and the size. The size keyword, I'm just tapping here on the S letter on the keyboard, and I'm readjusting the size of the font. So this is the option that I made possible just in order to make it more convenient for the operator who's going to be using this program. So this will so this is it. And in my future videos, I will be telling you about how these and in my future videos, I'm going to be covering on how particularly these microcontroller modules talk to each other, what kind of variable settings they communicate to each other, and how I use the menu here on the LED screen. Right now, we do not have anything on the LED because I was changing the program microcontroller. And by the time I started recording this video, this program was totally messed up. So just placing the lens set back in place, I reestablished the initial setting that I had, and we can see that the black arrows are automatically positioning themselves onto the beginning and the ending of the edges of the object being measured. And for example, why we need the brightness and the contrast adjustment is exactly to tell the first arrow where the first edge of the object should be found. So like I'm changing the contrast, and I'm changing the brightness, and now the first arrow knows exactly where to be looking for the starting edge of the object being measured. And by changing the contrast, we're just obtaining a sharper image of the object being measured. So that's how I'm going to be measuring the 3D filament that I'm going to be extruding with this extrusion line. And in the next videos, I will be covering on the stepper motors, drives, and all the other mechanical parts. For example, so now we want to exit from this program. No, I will also show you how the other features function. For example, I told you earlier about the statistics. So if I want to turn off the code, so and this is how the other functions operate. For example, if I want to stop the processing, I tap the backspace, and now we have the process restarted and put back and hold. So as the process is being restarted, we regain the image and all the measurement arrows. And the same I should say about statistics. If I tap on the C control button, we start obtaining all the stats printouts. And for example, like the average flips per second being analyzed is 26, 29, 28. And I can turn the stats back off by pressing the C button. And I'm turning the stats back off by tapping on the C button, and I have the process resumed. So that's all on the. So that's it for now about the optical micrometer code. And now let's switch over to how the mechanism, the stepper motor mechanism for stretching the filament looks. So now we exit from the program, and we shut down our current project or current solution. And now we are opening up the. So this board over here, it's a larger board. It has a larger amount of pinouts here and a larger amount of analog inputs. So this board is supposed to be communicating and controlling all the processes of the manufacturing line of the extruder, the extruder machine, the tensioners, all the other meters, and including the stepper motors that control the speed of the filament passed through the line. And this smaller board over here, the purpose of this controller board is to communicate with all the user interface. So it talks to the LCD module, it talks to the current clock, and this larger board talks via the USB line to the main computer, which is here. And the computer reads the camera. And here I have just an ordinary USB cam that I equipped with a set of lenses, and this lens module I turned on my lathe and equipped with a set of lenses over here. So we set it like that. And the object, I'm using this piece of wire in order to be reading the diameter of this wire. It's about the diameter of the filament, which we're going to be producing with this line.